What is up, guys? California Phantom here. Let's talk about the state of the union of drones. So a little over a week ago, YouTuber Billy Kyle dropped the video titled, "Is Consumer Drone Market Dying?" All we have to look at is 2022 to see that the consumer level drone market is alive and well. Just from Autel, we have the Autel Nano, we have the Lite Plus, we have two other versions of the EVO 2 Pro, the V2 and V3, due to the chip shortage. We have some peripherals coming out of Autel, like the LiveDeck 2 and the new Smart Controller SE. From DJI, we have the Mini 3, we have the non-obstacle avoidance Mini 3 variation that dropped. We have recently the Mavic 3 Classic drop. So I would say that the consumer drone market is alive and well. We have to consider things like the remote ID implementation from the FAA. We have to look at other larger companies like Amazon and Walmart entering the drone space and what that's going to look like on the influencing and policy making. But I feel like the one thing we're not forgetting is the trend of new releases of drones. We're about to get, in a month, maybe 2 months' time, the Inspire 3. The Inspire 2 with its micro four thirds sensor set the tone for the industry to follow. We now have a small foldable Mavic 3 with the micro four thirds sensor. We're very likely soon going to have an Autel EVO 3 Pro with a micro four thirds sensor, and this is years down the line. So to me, we're going to set the tone with this Inspire 3, like I said, coming in maybe February or March, maybe end of March, if things get delayed. But we'll have a full frame sensor on a drone. It'll be an industry leading first. Hollywood, big budget productions are going to use this drone, obviously, but it sets the tone and it sets the cap of the mountain, the top of the mountain for everything else to follow. Really, the Inspire inspires. It's that inspiration and that innovation that will set the tone for 2023 and beyond. We're going to see industry-leading specs with the Inspire 3. OcuSync 4.0 or an advanced version of 4.0 is going to be found in the Inspire 3. That obviously is going to trickle down into other drones. We're going to be seeing that for years to come, that transmission, that full-frame camera. I'm sure they're going to introduce some sort of advanced obstacle avoidance system, maybe with fewer physical cameras or fewer physical sensors. But all this technology gets trickled down into the other drones. Other companies will begin implementing that sort of line of thinking, that sort of innovation into their products. And again, we've come full circle from 2021 to 2022. We've had a huge release schedule, and I'm personally thankful. There are a few drone companies I definitely want to keep my eye out on. Like Skydio, I feel like with the Skydio 2, it's reached its absolute tipping point for that platform. It needs a refresh on the camera side of things. And so we realistically should be seeing in 2023 sometime a Skydio 3 or some other advanced version of Skydio 2 that's a non-enterprise that'll have a much better camera spec. Obviously, we'll see the Inspire 3. We'll see something out of the Autel camp. Hopefully, it'll be that EVO 3 Pro with that micro four thirds sensor. How Autel doesn't screw that up is they release a secondary camera if they decide to even go with a 2-camera system. Remember, Mavic 3 Classic is just the micro four thirds by itself. But if they wanted a prosumer level drone, I've always thought of this myself just from what I do with commercial shoots, large buildings, warehouses, construction sites. I always wish I had a low light, low megapixel micro four thirds that was video centric only. And then I had a nice 1-inch sensor something with a higher megapixel that I can blow up on stills, that realtors can use, developers can use on the top. So a 1" on top, stills only, and then a micro 4/3 on bottom. And then the ND filter companies, because you don't really need neutral density filters on the top when you're taking stills, have that ND system worked out where you have your stop downs, but keep the top telezoom, or not, I guess in this case it wouldn't be a telezoom, it'd just be a 1" camera. Have it with no, maybe just a UV filter or a Pro Mist filter to give it a little bit of a flare for the stills, but mostly just have it plain on top, ND filters on bottom. I know I'm ranting, but this is just my fantasy here. If Autel can do something like that, that way they're not producing a crappy tele-lens like the Mavic 3. You know, they can outdo the Mavic 3 very easily, and they have time on their side now. I mean, they're not rushing to get it out clearly like they did with the EVO 2. So they could take their time and really produce a quality product. So in conclusion, don't fear. I respect Billy a lot. I love his videos. Him and Ken Heron, two of my biggest personalities on there. There's a few more on there. I mean, if I didn't name you, don't feel bad. But I really do appreciate his input. I just think it's much ado about nothing, and the industry for consumer level drones will be fine. And that's pretty much it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please hit that like, subscribe, share. Agree with me, don't agree with me, drop a comment down below. I love hearing from you guys, and we'll catch you on the next adventure.